My name is Byron Hermann, and welcome to this edition of Into the Composer's Mind. It's been way too long. I've been asked if I would make a new video about my recent composition for a concert band called East Coast Combers. The inspiration for this piece comes from the Nova Scotia Atlantic Ocean coast. Although combers are technically the long curling sea waves experienced by sailors and fishermen, they can also describe different kinds of smaller waves and seaside experiences around the water. Waves provide us with a wide variety of emotional content, from the just off the cruise ship visitors and viewers of the crashing waves at Peggy's Cove, to the destructive and deadly power of waves created by hurricane force winds, as in the recent Hurricane Fiona, or by a nor'easter, or to the joy of just walking along the sandy beach and feeling the gentle undertow, or to the joy of surfing and paddleboards and sea kayaking and canoeing. All of these emotions work well in creating a concert band soundscape that reflect these feelings. The first section of East Coast Combers is a joyous percussion and fanfare type sound, imitating the sounds of those crashing waves. You can almost hear the oohs and ahs and the cameras clicking. Below these fanfare sounds, first in the brass and then in the woodwinds, are some underlying waves of sounds, created by 4-bar crescendos and diminuendos, punctuated by various initial articulations, like a sforzando inserted here and there. Halfway through this initial section, we hear an underlying pulsation in the bass parts that accompany a hymn-like brass chorale as a tribute to the eternal nature of the power of the sea. The first section ends with a short modulation to a brighter key of A major as the sun shines once more on the glistening waves. Lastly, we hear a final trumpet fanfare and scale passages heralding the start of our middle section. The middle section features another modulation to F minor, the relative minor of our original key. There are 3 large unison note F over the course of 2 minutes. These represent the large and the dangerous combers. The texture and timbre features again an underlying relentless pulsation and a constant note F pedal, against which all the other harmonies and melodies clash and resolve. There's a real foreboding feel throughout this section, as you can hear the foghorn sounding in the French horns chords, the rolling waves in the muted trumpet and the saxophone chords, and feel the fear of the ships and fishing boats as they near the dangerous rocks. Melodically, after the first large comber F, there is a series of solos featuring the oboe, trombone, the French horn, the English horn, the flute, and the euphonium, all these different beautiful timbres. After the second large comber, we again hear these solos or duets from the clarinets, the bass clarinet, the bassoon, the flutes, and the oboe. Finally, after the third and large last comber, we hear a solitary trumpet solo as a remembrance of all those who have died at sea along our Nova Scotia and New Brunswick coastline. The final section, in a true ABA form, returns to the exuberance of the initial section. And as in any recapitulation section, there are still a few small changes in the underlying parts, including a new 4/8 note motive passed around between the parts. For me, this represents the joyous seals and dolphins seen playing alongside our boats and shores. The final coda section features a short section in 3/4 time, which represents the dance-like nature of the surfboarders, the body surfers, the paddleboard enthusiasts, riding the gentle combers by the beach before their concluding fanfare for the piece. East Coast Combers concludes with a thunderous fanfare and one last crashing wave. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next installment of Into the Composer's Mind.